get started with our progression on our leaning tower series, we're going to be working on foot and ankle stiffness, but we're also going to be integrating our stiffness in our quads, hamstrings, and glutes because these are all important. But the golf ball between the butt cheeks is the first thing that we want to start with to teach kids how to get stiff. So what we do is we just cue them. There's a golf ball between your butt. Squeeze the golf ball as hard as you can. Do not let the golf ball fall out of your butt cheeks. We've got stiff glutes. We've got stiff quads. Hamstrings are stiff. Calves, Achilles, foot. We've got stiffness everywhere. This golf ball squeezing action actually gets the athletes to push into the ground. They can push through the balls of their foot, midfoot, whatever you want to call it, and creates this credit card under the heel where the heel is just grazing the ground. This is going to be a very important concept for athletes to get. You don't want them to squeeze and have hard butts, no quads, or the opposite. We don't want soft quads and our glutes being stiff. We want stiffness all the way from the ankle complex, posterior chain. Everything needs to be stiff to create the stiffness we're looking for when we're talking about this deceleration at longer angles. Now we're going to face the camera here. Now we're going to integrate that golf ball credit card with our penguin walks. This is going to start to help to integrate plantar flexion and dorsiflexion of the ankle. We've got the golf ball. We've got stiffness everywhere we need it. He's going to push one foot into the ground, the other lifts into dorsiflexion. He's going to keep his center of mass. Okay, this is what we need to do for proper gait, especially when we're talking about acceleration and deceleration. He's maintaining that stiffness through the leg. He's maintaining the golf ball. He's maintaining the credit card under the heel here. You can notice that he's going straight up. All right. We don't want side-to-side movement. If we have side-to-side movement, he's going to just squish into the ground. What that means, he's not getting stiff. He's not controlling the deceleration of the foot coming down, and he's also not controlling the acceleration as the foot drives into the ground. Then from here, we're just going to integrate some arm action because we want to integrate this into gait, which is eventually going to be turning into acceleration mechanics. So he's going to do his push, and we're just going to coordinate that opposite action. This foot, just think about, as he's doing this is just literally like knee flexion, okay? We're getting extension, so the up leg is literally going to be our knee, the hip that usually flexes in our gait cycle, but we want to integrate this arm movement because that's functional to what we need to move on to for our next progression. So he's maintaining that stiffness, he's going vertical, he's not staying side to side, quads, everything stays stiff. Always use the cue, golf ball, credit card, everything will follow. So always make sure that when your athletes are working on this, that they're controlling that. As far as reps are concerned, you can do as many reps as it takes for the athlete to understand stiffness and get it right. If they're really weak, you can break it up into sets of 3 to 10, 3 to 20, and you can do something like this every single day. Prior to this, we can actually assess an athlete on their ability to get stiff at these longer angles of deceleration. So I'm moving forward a little bit here, but this is how you can assess your athlete for this stuff to see how important it is that they need to even start with the foundation here. So we're going to get Clayton here into a leaning tower, which that first person I showed you is a progression to this, which I'll be showing you in the later columns. But as you can see, we've got a good positive shin angle, maximal ankle dorsiflexion. You notice that his back hip is long, so we're stiff. Okay, we got the golf ball between the butt cheeks. Squeeze the butt cheeks. There we go. Hamstring, everything is stiff, 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 stiff. He's pushing the ball, that foot in the ground. That's what you need to do to be able to get stiff quick on these angles. So you want to test your athlete to see if they're proficient at being able to get stiff and decelerate correctly. This is a good test. He's just going to be up flexing that. He's going to take that left foot off the ground without anything else moving in his body. All right. As you can see, there's absolutely no movement in his body. Athletes able to do this, they got good stiffness. Then we can start moving to more dynamic positions of this. But let's say an athlete does it. This is what you're going to see. When he lifts the leg, he's going to collapse. He's going to squish into the ground. That's an athlete who can't control it. That means they're going to get stiff later in the deceleration phase. Okay. Then also you might see them shifting their body weight forward to try to get balance. Okay. Both positions. That's good. Both positions are going to be, inefficient. It's going to be an unathletic movement. It's going to be like an athlete who goes to change direction, just squishes into the ground and tries to rechange directions. That's unathletic, but it also puts our athletes in dangerous positions for knee injury. So this penguin walk series and golf ball series to start with is going to ensure that your athletes understand stiffness. Also, it's going to help them to get stiffer in their ankles, Achilles, also their quads, hamstrings, and stuff, all the things that are necessary for them to be able to get that deceleration at shorter angles, longer positions, I mean, so they can get off of it quicker rather than being delayed, squish it into the ground, which again is unathletic, but it also puts our athletes in dangerous positions for injury in the knees, ankles, and lower back. So stay tuned. Next issue, we'll get into the next progressions on this leaning tower series.